What's up, everyone? This is Maribel, one of the top female racers in the world of EUC. Today I'm going to be sharing my first impressions of the pre-production Begode Panther 168 bolts. So I first rode the Panther all the way back on January 1st of 2025, and now 7 months later, Begode hasn't yet released the Panther, so we're still waiting. Huge shout out to Kevin for letting me test his wheel. Kevin's a beast. Dude's like 6'5", over 200 pounds. He rides hard. He shows no mercy. He's already dropped the Panther a few times, and you'll see it. The shell and the panels are cracked and scuffed up. Inside here is plastic, so it's already like, you can tell it's gonna get damaged pretty easily on a crash or on a fall. He's taking this thing off-road up the crazy steep hills of San Francisco, and honestly, it's held up mechanically, but yeah, there are some real issues. This video is not just a ride review. It's a breakdown of things that Begode really needs to fix before calling this a flagship. And yes, we're still seeing M3 Phillips head screws everywhere. Same small, easy to strip hardware from older Begode models, such as the RS19 or the EXN. It's 2025 and we're still dealing with these soft, tiny screws. It's time for a hardware upgrade, Begode. And you can see there's tape all over this wheel. I don't want future buyers to be placing tape on their wheel because they've crashed and they don't know what to do. These panels are just plastic, they're fragile. The power button placement is awful. It's underneath the rear end of the wheel. Why? Who thought that was a good idea? It's super awkward. I can't reach, especially if you're like lifting the wheel up, or like, what about if you're racing the wheel, like you fall and then how are you going to turn on the wheel quickly? One thing I was actually surprised by, the kickstand. It looks pretty sturdy, and honestly, it's planted well enough to hold the wheel without any wobble. For a wheel this size and weight, that's a nice win. One thing that's hard to ignore, there's a lot of tape around this wheel, like a lot, and it's got me a little concerned. If future buyers take this thing off-road or on long-range adventures, I honestly worry the panels might start falling apart. It doesn't exactly scream long-term durability when you're seeing tape holding parts in place on a brand new machine. Yo, this machine is gonna be $5,000. That's more than my car. I sold it for $5,000. It was a 99 Honda Civic. Whoa, I'm going off topic. But yeah, guys, I'm not really trying to bash Begode here. I've been in the PV scene for about 4 years now, and I've ridden a lot of wheels, but after spending real time with the Panther, it's hard not to notice the recurring flaws in the build quality. The trolley handle feels flimsy, exactly like the ET Max. It's wobbly, it flexes under weight, and honestly, for a wheel this heavy, that's just not acceptable. You're constantly worried about, like, this might break, or I just can't really, like, push my wheel when I'm walking into a grocery store. It's just awkward. Also, shout out to Begode for not giving this thing the blitz style front panel that tries to kneecap you every time you carve. This one's nice and low profile. Your knees are safe. Small, the handle. Now the handle's a little bit too small now. So, Begode. I'm taking the Blitz out for a ride. I have my gear on, my knee pads, my helmet, my favorite shoes. So let's do it. Let's see how it feels. I don't know if it's just me, but even though the weight feels balanced overall, the Panther still rides a bit top heavy. You'll see in the footage I'm struggling to really dig into those carbs. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not as flickable as some of the other wheels out there. If you're coming from the GT Pro or Plus or something more compact, it might take a little time to adjust. The Panther demands a bit more body control when you're trying to ride aggressively. But yo, in a straight line, this thing is a missile. Once you're pushing past 60, it feels crazy stable. And the top heavy vibe sort of disappears. And the seat, honestly, it comes in clutch during the hard braking because it gives you something to lean into so you're not flying off the back. One thing I noticed, the torque off the line just isn't really there. When you're launching from a full stop, it feels a bit soft, like it's holding you back. But once you pass around 10 miles per hour, it slowly starts to wake up. The power builds and you can feel it pulling stronger as you pick up the speed. I'm honestly not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. For casual or long distance riding, it makes things feel smoother and more control. But if you're racing or riding aggressively, that lag off the line could definitely be a disadvantage. The firmware just feels raw. Like it sometimes takes a second too long to register lean in torque, so hopefully that gets smoothed out before final release. And finally, the LED lights. You can't turn them off, not from the app, not from a button. So let me decide if I want to ride like a rolling rave or not, Begode. This is the end of my video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.